What's going on, guys? DLegend here. Today we have a PSA return video with 100 cards, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. That's a lot of cards to go through. So without further ado, let's get right back into it. Look at that beautiful site. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous site in my opinion. Love seeing all of these cards come back from PSA, and I know there's a lot of mixed opinions about grading these days in general, and a lot of people are into raw card collecting right now, which is really cool as well. I am all for it, but personally I still enjoy grading a lot of my cards because I really like collecting cards in good conditions, and having them slabbed up is also just nice in my opinion. It just keeps things all clean and really just shows off the cards and frames them pretty well in my opinion. There's obviously pros and cons with grading, so do what you will with this information, and everybody's allowed to their own preferences. So here we go. Let's get into the submission right away here, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Leave a like on this video, and yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, this submission was submitted back in February of 2020. No, yeah, February, like first week of February. Just came back from PSA March 15th. So very exciting indeed. Let's see what the first card is. Crystal Beavis Amethyst Cat. So PSA 10, good start. We're gonna have a bunch of these Crystal Beast cards for Obelisk Blue. I picked these out myself for him. I pulled a lot of these from my Force the Breaker openings, and he wanted to pick some up off me. I think I sold them to him for like $1 a pop or something like that, maybe $1.50 or something like that. And then I'm grading them for him. So Volcanic Hammer, PSA 9. These are all for him, all the Force the Breaker cards in this submission. Ooh, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, first edition SDK. This is, I think this is Obelisk Blue's card as well. So really nice looking Blue Eyes. I mean, obviously some damage on the card, but really nice card regardless. And another Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle. Unfortunate that there's another 9 there. I think there should be a 10. There we go. There is a 10 right there. Nice card. And honestly, one of those sets of cards that would be really cool to see in just all completely in PSA 10. I think he has at least one of each in PSA 10 at this point, so really cool. He's been grading like so many of them, countless ones. We got Owen. Fearless Knight sounds Irish. Owen? No. I don't know. Anyways, PSA 9 from Magic the Gathering. This is one of the first Magic the Gathering cards I've graded, actually. I don't really grade them that often. That one's for Keysby. Next up, we have a Summon Skull first edition. This card got upcharged, and it's slightly faded too, so really nice looking card. I think it's just because of the centering, that's which is why I got a PSA 9. So bottom to top centering just not quite there. But really clean card when I was looking at it, and yeah, PSA 9 is still a pretty solid grade for such a beautiful card. Next up, we have a one of, never mind, there's no numbering on this, but it is a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi. Oh no, it is numbered 2 out of 5. So 5 copies of this exist in the world. This is a PSA 9. Personally, I don't see any issues with it, so kind of unfortunate that we got a 9, but this one's for Disco Games on Instagram, and then a Volcanic Hammer to finish off that first little pile there. So quite a few 10s so far. We got a pretty good split. Next up, we have another Cobalt Eagle, PSA 10. All the 10s so far, I believe, have actually been for Obelisk Blue. So here we go. One of my cards, Stardust Dragon, quarter century rare. Not as nice as Starlight Rare in my humble opinion. I just think Starlight Rares just look more premium. But this is the first time I've graded a Stardust Dragon in PSA 10, so I'm really happy with that. I'm definitely going to add one of these to my collection. I don't remember if it's this one or the other one that I graded in the submission, but yeah, like I said, gorgeous card. Actually well-centered for once, so I don't remember if I got this copy from a case that I opened myself or if I got it from my boy Brian, so shout out to Brian for one or the other. Either way, this is Umbreon and Darkrai. We tried to regrade it for Ben Hull. He got an 8 on this before. He wanted to regrade it to see if he could get a 9. Unfortunate they got an 8, so it is what it is. I told him beforehand that I didn't necessarily think it was worth regrading to try to get to a 9 on it, just because like it's such a small incremental difference between the grades and you're still gonna have it slabbed up regardless. So I think this is a result that he will have to kind of just live with. at this point in time, unfortunately. That still goes well with his Deoxys and Espeon. So next up, a Roaring Moon EX. This one's for Ben Hall as well. PSA 10. Very nice. Not an expensive card, but a card he wanted slabbed up, so I'm all for that for personal collections as well. So next up, Namari, PSA 9. This one is from Rise of the Floodborn. And I don't love how they just say EN2 for the set number. I wish they just put the actual like set name for these enchanted Disney Lorcana cards. But really nice looking card. I don't really see any issues with it per se. Maybe just a couple of touches of whitening at the top there. And bottom corner as well. But yeah, this one's for Mark. Local guy in my city. Next up, a PSA 10 Black Rose Dragon. This one's my card as well. Happy with this one indeed. And again, I have the Starlight Rare, but only in PSA 9, so I'm gonna keep one set of the quarter century rares for myself at least, and maybe just hold on to another set for a while so I can just sell it off in the future. Maybe, I don't know. I know there's gonna be a billion copies of them in the future, but I do think that they're nice enough cards that they will just kind of hold on to their value over time. And this one is the other Stardust Dragon. It looks like. This one should be the one that I got from the from my case, and it's ever so slightly off there top to bottom, but I guess good enough for a PSA 10, so very nice. Next up, we have a Wind Up Kitten. This one's a PSA 10 for Crashdown Collecting. Nice card. I graded one of those as well at some point in time, and I got a 9, so good for him. PSA 10, Pikachu with Grave Felt Hat. Awesome card. I really do want one of these Van Gogh promos. I think they look great. Even if they're not holos, I think they look great. And it's just such an iconic piece. Even though there's like literally probably 10,000 copies in PSA 10 at this point. I don't know. It might be a little less than that, but really, really nice looking card. So congrats on that one, Mark. This one did not get upcharged, by the way. I know I told you that it probably wouldn't get upcharged, and it actually did not. So next up, we have an Enchanted Genie. I don't remember if this one is for... I'm pretty sure this is for North Star TCG. So unfortunate there. I really don't know why I got a 7. Trying to find the answer for that right now. I didn't really take a super close look at this card prior to grading, just because there was no real reason to, I guess. Like, I mean, it wasn't one of his higher end cards, I'd say. And so I didn't really take a super close look at it, but I genuinely don't see any issues with this. So Alec or North Star, if you want to resub this, hit me up, let me know. But really unfortunate that I got a 7 there. I've really had no issues grading Lorcana cards up to this point in terms of like enchanteds, but this submission was a little harsh on the enchanted specifically. Next up, Mewtwo GX, Shining Legends Secret Rare. Beautiful card, really iconic with that Mewtwo GX. When I went to Japan to the Pokemon Center, this was on display. It was beautiful. Like a life-size sculpture of Mewtwo GX. I don't know if I'll be able to have time to pop up like a little picture or a video, but really cool looking card, very iconic. That one's for Ben Hall. This one is a beautiful Aerodactyl V that I pulled and submitted for Ben. He actually picked this up off me. I told him I'd split the difference between the PSA 9 price and the PSA 10 price for him. And he was like, okay, let's do it. Let's take that risk. And he ended up getting a PSA 10 on that beautiful card. So congratulations on this one, Ben. It's a beautiful piece to your collection. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Next up, a Roaring Moon EX. This one is the cover card, or one of the cover cards, or the biggest hits from Paradox Rift for Ben. I think it's just off-centered, honestly. And then there was like some weird thing going on at the top or something like that with just the way the card was cut. I don't remember exactly where it was, but yeah, PSA 9 on that one. A Maleficent PSA 10. This one's a big card as well. I mean, it's not huge, but for a promo card, getting a PSA 10, I think it's like $150 US, maybe 100. Don't quote me on that. These are really hard to grade though in general, like all these D100 collector's box promos. They have a bunch of like print lines and scratches right out of the pack, the promo pack. So congrats on that one, Mark. This one is a Maui, got a PSA 9. Like I said, they're really hard to grade, so it is kind of what it is. But obviously it would be nice to get a full set of PSA 10s for the promos there. I have a set myself, I just never bothered grading them just because like they're not perfect right now, I'd say. So I'm looking for a few other perfect condition ones. This is a Rebecca leader card from OP04. And this is for my brother's friend, so congrats on that one. Asa. Beautiful card, PSA 10. This one is a Befuddle, and it is a pre-errata card. So before they changed the printing of the text, this is a first edition, first print card. I know Lorcana doesn't have first edition, but it's a first edition card because it was printed with an error that they later fixed, and they call that an errata. And so any type of text change will be considered an errata, and this is not one of those erratas. So really cool to see a first print version of this card. It's an error technically, so yeah, I'm sure it's kind of like for Yu-Gi-Oh people, it's kind of like Trial of Hell instead of Trial of Error, or of Trial of Nightmare. So that's kind of what the difference is between this and another copy that you would get in another pack that you could pull, that you could open right now. So awesome to see that. That one's for me. Next up, Snow White. This is unfortunate. This one, it got a PSA 9. This is my personal card. I really like the look of it. Great looking enchanted, and probably one of the best enchanteds in Rise of the Flipborn or set 2. I don't know, guys. I think probably just a tiny touch of whitening there, maybe. And on this bottom left corner, maybe. I don't know. Unfortunate that this got a 9. I thought it was good enough for a 10. But regardless, it looks really good, and I will probably keep it because it's a nice looking enchanted rare that I will have for my personal collection for a while at least. Entei V. So this one is my card. I pulled this when I was in Vegas with the Panda Duelist and his brother. Yeah, happy with it. Was expecting a 10, got a 10. Next up, a One Piece card. I think this has to be mine, unless it's no, there might be one other card. Okay, so this one is Kaido. Alternate art from OP04 as well. I think he pulled both of these from the same box actually of OP04. So this and the Rebecca's. So I'll keep them there for him. Shout out to Asa. Congrats on that one. Next up, a Pikachu. Taipei Pokemon Center exclusive for the opening of the Taipei Pokemon Center. Beautiful card, just off-centered left or right, which is probably why the person sold it on eBay to Disco. But nice card. Do like it. And I love the exclusive stamp for the Pokemon Center Taipei. Looks really good. And the rarity is pretty cool too. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Duelist Saga rarity. Anyways, next up, a Red Eyes Black Dragon. This is a PSA 6. From, this one is for Obelisk. No, Buster the Obtainer, I think his name is on Instagram. But yeah, shout out to you, my friend. Congrats on this beautiful PSA 6 LOB Red Eyes Black Dragon. I almost said Red Eyes White Dragon. That makes no sense. But PSA 6, this one actually did get upcharged. And your last card did not get upcharged. Just a heads up there, in case you were interested and wondering. But yeah, really a nice looking card. You can really tell the dimensions of the card really show up on the foiling of it. Beautiful glossy copy. And a PSA 6. So I'm going to leave that in the 3 pile just for the time being because I don't think we'll have many more 6s. This one is for my brother. So congrats to my brother on this. It's a signature card from Weiss Schwarz. So for those of you that don't know, I think you get 1 signature card per case or per master case of Weiss Schwarz cards. So really rare. He opened 2 boxes of this set that the Panda Duelist picked out for him. And ended up pulling this from Azure Lane. So really cool looking card. And my brother's first ever PSA card. So I'm going to leave this one at the top of that pile there. And we'll move on. This should be mine at this point. Yeah, okay. So we have a One Piece OP05 first anniversary special illustration card, I guess it's called. But this does not have the gold Oda signature, which is unfortunate. But really cool card to have regardless because it's such a nice looking piece of Luffy. So really cool card. Happy to have that in PSA 10. It's not an expensive card. It's like maybe $50, $60 US dollars right now in PSA 10, but it is what it is. I'll take it. Bell, strange but special. I don't remember. I think this one's marked as well. Again, not sure why it got a 7. Like I don't really see any like indents or like any real issues with any of the corners or anything like that. So maybe actually just a little something going on with that corner there. Looks potentially like a soft corner maybe. I don't know. So that might be the same issue with the Genie. I didn't really take a super close look, or didn't really catch anything upon first glance there. But I don't know, guys. Like, you guys tell me what you guys think about these unfortunately graded Enchanteds. Nice card regardless, though. I think the Disney Princesses specifically will be a really nice set to collect for Disney Lorcana collectors. So I'm happy to have that Snow White in my collection. Next up is Simba. This one also got upcharged, Mark, so congrats on this one. First chapter Simba. I don't know if this is first print or if it's second print. It might be errated. But you guys will have to let me know, any of you Lorcana people out there. I'm not super knowledgeable about it. So anyways, let's keep going because I have to finish off this submission before I have class in a bit. Black Rose Dragon. Ultimate Rare. I did not think this was getting a PSA 9, but congrats, Ben, on that PSA 9. Really nice card. Really nice card. Really jealous of it. I love the Ultimate Rare Signer Dragons, and this one is just absolutely gorgeous. So that's a huge grade and card. Congrats on that one. Next up, a Genie Powers Unleashed PSA 9 T100 promo. This one is absolutely beat up, and it was sent in like this, so not PSA damaging my card for once. But yeah, this one is a Hollow from Neo Revelation first edition. So it got a PSA 2. I don't know if I've ever gotten a PSA 2 before, so very interesting that they gave this a 2 instead of a 1, or instead of like a 3, but PSA 2. Congrats on that, my friend. That one's from Mark as well. I think it's probably from his personal collection from his childhood or something like that. But next up, a Buster Blader. So Buster the Obtainer. This one did not get upcharged, and you got a PSA 9 on it. I'm sure you'll be happy with it regardless, because beautiful card. Really nice looking card. He had this as a Mint or MNT 9, so like it's another grading company in Canada called Mint. Personally not a fan of them whatsoever, but he cracked it and he decided to resub it with PSA, so congrats on that 9. Next up, Cinderella PSA 8. This one's also from Mark. I, again, don't know why I got an 8. Like, I guess probably some scratches or something going on with it, because centering is basically perfect on all of these. Maybe a little something going on the edges there. Just the way it was cut. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm not going to look too hard. But Mark, unfortunate on that 9. Really nice looking card. Probably the best looking card from Rise of the Floodborn, in my opinion, as a PSA. Or as an Enchanted. That's crazy. That's only our second PSA 8 in this entire sub so far. This one's a really cool looking Stitch. Abomination, PSA 9. Also for Mark. And then finally, we have a PSA 10 Taipei Pokemon Center promo for Pikachu. This one's also almost just as off-centered in my opinion, but I did put this one behind the other copy because I thought that this one was slightly better centered, and it ended up getting a PSA 10, so congrats on that one, Disco. Merlin, another hollow pre-errata first chapter card, so nice looking card, and I think that this one will hold some value long term, so happy to own that in a PSA 10. Limited removal, PSA 8 for Alec or North Star TCG. I don't know why I got an 8. Didn't really look into this one super closely either, so you'll have to do some investigation there and let me know. But unlucky on that one there. Next up, my last two One Piece cards. This one is huge. OP06 alternate art. Roranoa Zoro. And this is the alt art secret rare, so very nice. I actually do have a box of One Piece with me here, actually. OP06 in English, so I'm excited to crack this open, and I'll explain everything in the video when I do have time to record it. But today is actually release day, the official release day of One Piece OP06 in English, so really cool. Next up, another OP06 card, Shanks alternate art. Also a really epic looking card. Happy to own this one as well in PSA 10. All my One Piece cards have done really well in terms of grading, so which is expected. This one hurts. This one really hurts. Like a PSA 6 Elemental Hero Flame Movement. I was like, I for sure have a copy. I'm going to be able to upgrade for my personal collection, because I do have a PSA 5 of this right now. And I thought for sure this one was a PSA like 8 or 9 at the very, very least. But I guess they had other ideas. I know it's off-centered, so that was one of the main issues. And there's also this like little splotch on the card. It's not an indent or anything like that. It's literally just the glue. Or like where it's discolored because of the glue that they used to stick this to to the pack in Elemental Hero Collection 1. It's probably the worst packaged product you could ever find in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's a very clean card. I really don't know why it did not get beyond a 6. Like, probably should have been at least an 8 in my opinion. It's very discolored though. You can't really tell right now in this. But yeah, I guess we'll live with the PSA 6 for this. And I mean, it's still an upgrade technically. Just not the one that I wanted to see. Lastly, we have a Harpy Lady Sisters from Metal Raiders First Edition. Slightly faded as well for North Star TCG. I'm sure he was hoping for a lot of 10s on all of the cards he submitted, but 9s are pretty solid as well. Like, this is probably a $150 card at least, I'd say, in PSA 9. I could be wrong. But yeah, that is the first box. Let's get into box number 2 here. It's gonna be a longer video, so I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you guys are watching this on 2x speed, because I watch basically all YouTube videos on 2x speed, unless it's like a sports highlight or a podcast or something that cannot be understood at 2x speed. Or obviously like music or something to that degree, but yeah, everything else I kind of watch on 2x speeds, which kind of probably explains why I talk super fast. So hopefully you guys can understand me even at 2x speed. But yeah, let's get into our last box of cards. All right, firstly we have Transcendent Wings PSA 9. Awesome card. Congrats to Ben on this. This one looks really good. Jealous of this one. I do not have this card in Ultimate Rare, so congrats on that, Ben. Big card, big card. Miyotoko. So congrats to Keysby on this. He's been wanting to grade one of these in English for a while. He has some in Japanese, I believe, that I graded for him. But first PSA 10 Miyotoko for Keysby. So congrats on that one. Next up, a twin-headed Thunder Dragon PSA 9. This one, I think probably just off-centering, bottom to top, or I don't know. It's also slightly faded, so it looks really good. But yeah, this one's for Alec. And honestly, a lot of these probably could be resubbed at some point in time, but that's up to you, man. Barrel Dragon PSA 9 as well. Unfortunate. Should have seen some more 10s, I personally think, on a lot of these cards. Barrel Dragon looks great. Such a nice looking card. One of Bandit Keith's cards, I believe. Don't quote me on, I'm pretty sure. That's, yeah. Anyways, Spellbinding Circle PSA 10. This one got upcharged. Gorgeous card. Really nice looking in PSA 10, of course. Congrats on that one, Alec. And a Grave Robber. This one got PSA 8. So I'm not sure why on this one, but an 8. Heavy Storm PSA 10. I believe this one got upcharged as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. PSA 10 for North Star. A Mickey Friendly Face. PSA 8 for Mark. This is a French card. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. Goru Subterreur. But yeah, Battle of the Legend Heroes Revenge PSA 9. He probably picked this up when he was in France on his honeymoon, like I said in the last video. And it probably has some sentimental value to him. Magic Cat, also his card. PSA 9 from Ancient Prophecy First Edition. Very unique looking card. Next up, a big Winged Dragon Raw. PSA 6 though, unfortunately. I'm not sure why I got a 6. I don't see any noticeable dents right now, or like soft corners or anything like that. So y'all let me know. This one might need to be resubbed, Keysby. But take a really good look at it when you get it, and then decide for yourself. All right, number 1, C102, Archfiend Seraph. This is for Crash Time Collecting. Beautiful card. Love the Zexal alties. They look really good. And one of the cards that he probably wants to keep for his personal collection, I don't know. Serpent Night Dragon, another card that got upcharged. This one is for Alec. Big card. Congrats on this one, my friend. Yeah, really nice looking card. One of the secrets from the first 4 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! Infernity Archfiend PSA 10 World Championship 2009 video game promo. Awesome. Also for Crash Town. Mickey Mouse PSA 8 Artful Rogue. Again, Lorcana just got shafted in this submission for whatever reason. Yu-Gi-Oh! Did pretty well. Pokemon did really well. Just PSA 8s for some of these Lorcana Enchanteds. PSA 9 on this Elsa. This one got upcharged as well, even as a PSA 9, because this card is skyrocketing in price right now. I sold mine slightly earlier than I probably should have, but a really nice looking card. This one looks like it's a first print as well, because it's quite nice and shiny instead of like muted, I'd say, for some of the newer prints of this Enchanted. Unfortunate that I got a 9. I think there was like something going on the back somewhere, and I couldn't get it off for Alec, and he couldn't get it off, so there was a reason for this 9. I can't see it right now, but it's hard to see in these cases sometimes. But PSA 9 on that one. Unlucky, because the PSA 10, I think they're going for like, I want to say like close to $1,600 US now, and I think I sold mine for like 1,000 maybe, or 1,200. Aladdin Heroic Outlaw to go with mine. Very nice. This one is for, I want to say it's Alex as well. So this one got upcharged. No, I don't remember. Maybe it did not. I can't remember. But yeah, PSA 10 on that one. Congrats on that. Wing Karibo, PSA 8. Unfortunate. This one got an 8 and the Transcendent Wings got a 9. But cool looking card. I thought that this one was probably a 7 or an 8. So I think that kind of just makes sense. Congrats on that one, Ben. Rainbow Dragon PSA 10 tin promo. Looks good in quarter century rare in this rarity. So yeah, I picked this one out for Ben as well and graded it for him. So congrats on that one, Ben. Quagar Hercules PSA 8. I don't know what the issue is with this one, but a very rare card. I think the little tiny something going on up there, and then probably something else going on somewhere, but pretty faded looking. Tournament Pack 1, of course, very expensive card in Super Rare. For Tournament Pack 1. That one's for Alec as well. Gaia Drake, the Universal Force. This one's for Creed. Congrats on this one, man. This is a beautiful first edition Star Strike Blast card. Of course, Star Strike Blast only comes in first ed, but really nice looking ulti. I did pull this in ultra rare in my 3 of every 5Ds pack opening, which was a lot of fun to do. So definitely check that video out if you haven't seen it already. 36 packs of 5Ds packs, a lot of first eds, and yeah, had some really solid hits in that. So Jax Knight, PSA 10, congrats on this one, Creed. Love to see this card. I love collector's rares, and you guys probably know this by now, but I do have a set in PSA 10 for Jack, Queen, and King's Knight. Beautiful cards, beautiful cards. Ancient Fairy Dragon, PSA 10. This one is mine, and it goes perfectly with my Stardust and the Black Rose, and I think they're in sequential certs, so I think I have 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0, 2 now. So I'm going to keep that set for myself personally. Very nice card. I am very happy with this. I don't think it'll ever come in Starlight Rare, so quarter century rare is the next best thing, and although it's not a perfect rarity, I still do enjoy it. And I think this is probably rarer than the Stardust and the Black Rose because it's not a tin promo copy. So actually, I don't know. You guys let me know. In terms of grading it, probably easier, but in terms of actually pulling it and having it in good shape, probably harder. Blue Eyes White Dragon, European SDK. So that SDKE. Congrats on this one, Ben. PSA 7. It's crazy that I remember everybody's cards. Hope you guys appreciate that fact. This one's for Keysby. Phantom God Reaper of the cards. Very nice. PSA 8. Next up, a Garnisha Elephantis. This one is for Alec or North Star. I don't know. Don't see any major issues right now, but again, really hard to tell unless you really start inspecting the card closely. PSA 9. Last few cards, guys. PSA 10, Elements of Hero Flame Man, big card. This one got upcharged, Creed, so congrats on this guy. I think it's like a $500 card still, maybe 450-ish in PSA 10. I could be wrong. I haven't checked prices in a long time. I do own one of these as well. Gorgeous card, and of course, my favorite card in the TCG. Next up, we have an Elemental Hero Shining Phoenix Enforcer. So this one, I know you were really hoping on for a 10 on, and it's a gorgeous looking Elemental Hero. You got a 9, unfortunately. I would consider inspecting this too and potentially regrading it, but I think it looked really good. They probably weren't super happy with the Alti stamp, which is pretty visible right here. But Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice card, man. So congrats on this, and I'm sure you're going to keep this in your personal collection for a very long time. And if that's what you decide to do, I am very happy for you. I mean, I'm happy for you either way if you decide to sell it, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Harpy's Pet Dragon, also a 9 on this Enemy of Justice card. This one makes sense. Looks off-centered, top to bottom. Really nice card, though. In European print and Asian English. Fantastic looking Ultimate Rare. But I do like the North American version as well. Rainbow Dark Dragon. This one's huge as well. Ben, congrats on this. I thought this was a PSA 8, I want to say, potentially. But this ended up getting a 9. So this goes really well with your Rainbow Dragon from the tin. So very nice. I mean, some whitening there. It's just a touch there as well. But yeah. PSA 9 Rainbow Dark Dragon. Not a card you see every day either, so awesome to see. Next up, another Miyotoko. So congrats on that, Keysby. You got 2 Miyotoko PSA 10s from Legendary Collection Joey's World. We have Infernity Dwarf. I think this is also for Crashtown. PSA 10. Very nice. More Lorcana. Elsa, PSA 9 from the D100. This one's from Mark as well. So our stack of 10s is actually the biggest stack we have right now. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it's like probably 6-7 cards thicker than our stack of 9s, which is also huge. But everything else has been, it's been a pretty solid sub overall, guys. Tribute to the Doomed, PSA 10 Metal Raiders, also slightly faded. Nice looking card. Congrats on that one at North Star. And our final stack of cards. Fright for Bear, PSA 10. New Challengers. Awesome to see another PSA 10. Looks really good in Ultimate Rare. Congrats on that one, Crashdown. And this one's also for Crashdown, PSA 9 Cosmic Quasar Dragon. It's a holographic rare, so it's like a ghost rare essentially. And I really like this card. Yeah, big fan of it. Would love to own one in Japanese holographic rare as well, but that one's for Crashdown. And speaking of Crashdown, another card for him, Elements of Hero Gaia. This one is very off-centered, bottom to top, so it makes sense that I got a 9, but he packed this himself. First Ed, Ancient Prophecy, huge card to own in PSA 9 even. Stardust Spark Dragon, PSA 10, congrats on this one. It's a manga promo, so nice looking card. And I'm sure lots of Stardust collectors will want this card as well, so congrats on that one, Crashdown. Next up, we have a Warrock Bachelios. This one is for Keysby, PSA 8. I'm not sure why he graded this one, but again, personal collection reasons or sentimental reasons, I'm all for it. Next up, an Obelisk, PSA 8. Looks awesome as well. Unfortunate that it got an 8. I mean, I don't think I took a super close look at these ones either. Whitening there, maybe some there, but to go with his set, very nice. Next up, a Slifer, PSA 9. So I'd say that this is the best card to get in the highest grade out of the 3. If you were to pick one out of the 3 to get in high grade, I'd say Slifer has to be it. It's just super iconic. Looks amazing. Last few cards, Excalibur, her champion Excalibur. First Ed, Return of the Duelist. Amazing ultimate rare for Crashtown. We got a Magidog, PSA 10 for Keysby to go with his Magic Cat. And a third Miyotoko, so he has a playset of PSA 10 Miyotokos. I know that he is going to be ecstatic about that. Congrats on that, man. Sometimes it's just the cards that you really want, and that they're not high value whatsoever or super collectible, that you just personally really like to collect, that make all the difference in a sub, and I'm really happy for him for those. Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, Volume 7, PSA 9, awesome. Great condition card. 9s are fantastic, guys, in my opinion, too. Like, I collect 9s, I collect even 8s. I have a few 7s in my collection, too, so. Yeah. Next up, we have a Graceful Dice. One of the video game promos, PSA 7 for Keysby. And then Skull Dice, PSA 10. Awesome to see a 10 on this. I don't think it's a super expensive card, but awesome to see a 10 on that as well. Next up, Song of the Thunder, PSA 9 for North Star. And yeah, I mean, pretty good looking card. Don't see any major issues with it right off the bat. Maybe a touch of whitening there in the corner, But other than that, mint card. So congrats on that one as well. And the last card of the submission. Actually, no, second last card of the submission. So one of them I actually took out accidentally before I started this video. Well, not accidentally. I started recording this video, and then I was like, shoot, I have to ship something off right away. So I sent it off to the Panda Duelist for his birthday right away. But it was the Junk Warrior, and it ended up getting a PSA 10. So congrats to him on that. But I just packed that away, and I don't know why the video just was not recording properly or something like that, so I didn't capture it properly. I'll probably pop up a little scan of it, but that's the only other card in the submission other than this one that I'm about to show you guys. And it got a PSA 10, so adds to our PSA 10 stack. And this is the last card of the submission. It is a 7 Tools of the Bandit Metal Raiders first edition for North Star as well. PSA 9, I think this was one of the cards that he resubbed, and it got a 9 before, and it got a 9 now, so I think it's probably time to stop trying to resub it. Unless you really want to, I'm all for that too. But yeah, sometimes when you try again and it doesn't work out, it is unfortunate, but just kind of gotta live with the grade there. But yeah, that's the entire submission, guys. Look at this massive stack of PSA 10s, and then this stack of 9s, and then everything else. So honestly, guys, I'd say this was a very successful submission. I don't remember the gem rate off the top of my head, but probably like 50%. No, okay, not quite 50%, like probably 45%. So like 45 out of the 100 cards we graded were PSA 10s, which is amazing. And we only had this many cards get a 6 or lower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them was a 3, and they were kind of just, we were expecting them to do not so well, other than this one, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more PSA submissions. I think I'll do one more submission in May at some point, and then I might take a bit of a break between then and August, because I will be really busy with school. But I will definitely be doing more submissions in the near future. And yeah, thank you guys for your support. I appreciate it all. And thanks for trusting me with your cards like always. See y'all next time. Peace.